So your revision activity that you're going to be doing today, you're going to go, you'd make something that folds open, and it's going to go through all this stuff on the nervous system and reflex arcs. Right? So nervous system, reflex arcs, be about testing reflexes. Right? And then there'll be a space left, and we can decide on what we're going to do with that after, if needs be. So the first thing that you'll do, sheet of paper, you're going to fold it over so it opens almost like a cupboard, right? Don't try and fold it over any other way. This way works. It won't all go together, I'm asking you to do it, if you don't fold it over like that. So, don't spend a great deal of time on titles or anything, because when it comes to your test, you're not going to get any marks for writing a title. Underneath that, small box with the function of the nervous system. Right, remember, the nervous system is there to transmit nerve impulses around your body. You're either transmitting from sensory neurons to your brain, from your brain to motor neurons. Remember, motor neurons connect to muscles and they cause contractions in your muscles. So when you're walking, your brain is contracting the muscles in your legs in the right order. Or it's going in, it's bypassing the brain, and you're getting a reflex. So you're going, short definition, function of the nervous system there. Right, underneath that, I want something about sensory neurons, relay neurons, motor neurons. Remember, sensory neurons are taking nerve impulses from sense organs. Right, over here we'll do something about what different sense organs you've got. Right, remember, your sense organs, touch receptors, light receptors in your eyes, sound receptors, heat receptors, things like that. So opposite, we can do sense organs there, so you can do a little bit about sense organs there. Right, relay neurons. Remember, your relay neurons are taking nerve impulses from a sensory neuron to a motor neuron across your spinal cord. Motor neurons are taking nerve impulses towards your muscles. Right, so that's more or less everything that you need on the front. Right, any space that's left, you can go and you can fill it, and there'll be a few optional things that you can do. Right, next on the inside, on that first page there, I want you to do a flow chart showing your reflex arc. Right, remember, definition of a reflex is that it's fast, so it's protecting the body from harm. So if you go and pick something hot up, you drop it without thinking about it. Yeah. Right? If something goes in front of your eyes, you blink without thinking, oh, I better shut my eyes to stop this going in it. Right? You do it automatically. So your reflex arc starts off with some sort of sense organ. Then it goes to a sensory neuron. That nerve impulse is carried across the synapse. The nerve impulse then goes to a relay neuron, which carries the nerve impulse across your spinal cord. Remember, your reflex arc doesn't involve your brain. That goes across another synapse, goes down a motor neuron to a muscle that causes a response. So you'll go and do a nice flow chart going through how a reflex arc works. Right, that takes us on to the middle part. At the top of it, you're going to do how synapses work. Right, what are you going to do? Start off, small piece of paper, fold it over. Then you're just going to go and cut it so it's in 3 parts. Because on exams, you always usually get 3 marks for what happens at synapse. So it'll go, once you stick it down, and it'll open up in 3 parts. Right, you can draw your nerves on. Right, start off, you've got a sensory neuron. The nerve impulse will travel down that sensory neuron. When it gets to the end of that sensory neuron, neurotransmitter is released, which diffuses across the synapse. That neurotransmitter goes and hits receptors on that relay neuron on the other side, and the nerve impulse carries on down that. So you'll complete your diagram showing your synapse there, and you'll be able to open it up and write down what's happening at each stage. On this last piece, just here, you're going to go look up that method that we used for how we tested reflexes. So it's the one where we go and we drop the ruler down and you catch the ruler. You go in, and we found out that the more times people do it, the faster the reaction time gets. You can go and look all of that up, write yourself a bit of a method, write down what you would expect. Right? You'll be left with a nice big space there. Leave that space because we might come on next lesson also and add something to that space. Also on that front part, underneath where it says sense organs, because you'll have plenty of room, I want a definition of what a reflex is. So reflex definition. It's not a race. That, if you do it properly, will take the whole lesson. Right? It's not a race to get it finished.